Same as it's always done. Anything you make is a momentary stay against ruin. If it comes from the hand, it's an attempt for something beyond the ruin that is certain. That's all.
It's not any different than it ever was, right?
Yeah, right.
There's a lot going on in American poetry today. It's just, it's super vibrant, it's super engaging, but it's sort of unmarketable in a way because it comes under the heading of poetry. And there's back and forth between the Invisible Academy, which may or may not be there, but probably is. There was this review, the Moody's there was a review of her collected in the New York Times 2 weeks ago. And it says, they were praising Louise Quick, a fine American poet, for never falling into the trap of that chatty reportage with pop cultural references that has so distinguished American poetry since the death of Frank O'Hara. I read that and I said, thank you.
That's
what I do.
Yeah.
I do chatty reportage with pop culture references. If I didn't have that, I'd be a dead man. I'd be shot full of holes. That's the only bullets I got in my gun, right? So there's always poets fight. The first time I ever met Patricia, 20 years ago, I said, "What do poets do?" Because I was writing fiction. She said, "We fight." I remember telling her that. Yeah.
But I went to Swanee to the Writers' Conference, and there's Anthony Hecht, and Donald Justice, these poets working in metrical, really formal poets. I wasn't doing that. I was a Frank O'Hara person like you, now this, now that. But still, it's the language. It's what Bob does. It's language. It's all of us. We're doing the same game, just shoving words around on a piece of paper and hoping they come out to mean something.
So, like I'm telling the story, of like being at that reading, but then I'm telling the story, but then I have this pressure on me to speak in lines, and to have each line have an integral life of its own. And that makes it a little bit harder. It's a level of difficulty. And not to say that it's better than prose, but it's just, and then say if you try to do the Tim B thing, then maybe you are having a conversation with Shakespeare or whoever knows. I was with Tony Hoagland last week doing a lot of workshops. He said, the English language is my girlfriend. He didn't make that as a big statement. He just said that off the side of his mouth. Everybody knows what's the English language is my girlfriend. Or insert appropriate gender, depending on your sexuality.
It's like, why paint your house green? Why buy curtains? Why isn't everybody wearing a white sheet? I don't think poetry is all that much different than the way we express ourselves and everything else. When my students write 17th century fake John Donne, I go, let me see your shoes. Your shoes look like you got them last year. So you got contemporary shoes, but you think poetry sounds like that?
Yeah, but that's their phase. They went through their phase.
I know. I just want to get them through that phase before tomorrow.
I think that, it is. I'm very well aware of the art form, the difference in the art form, because now writing much shorter stuff, words become more important than they were to me when I was writing longer stuff. In the longer stuff, I'm very focused on theme or the lack thereof sometimes, and changing directions and digressing. And in the shorter form, especially working with Tim, who's a master of word choice, I'm aware of, okay, that word's just not going to work. I'm still not there yet. I still back off that. In fact, I've started going back to the longer thing again. But I think, in the essence, for me, what I want in art is for whoever is listening or reading it, to make them think of their own situation, their own life. I think that's what art has always done, especially I teach art history. One of the things that really has peaked throughout art history is when something had made people think of something that had nothing to do with the artwork itself. And it goes back to Tim Siebel's once flippantly saying to me, I gave him something. He said, "What are you working on?" I gave it to him. And he was like drinking coffee, doing something else, and again, same thing. Said it flippantly, and I'm like, oh, and I'm writing it down, I'm embedding it in stone. And he flipped it back at me and goes, "Don't show me your pain, Bob, show me mine." I was like, wow. And that I think is a big thing of art. It's wonderful to look at a piece of writing and recognize the craft and the beauty of each sentence and the craft work. And then sometimes that art also thematically is bringing you back to your grandmother or getting shot.
It makes me happier to write than when I don't write. That's the selfish part. But yeah, I would like something I write to make you think about something you know or have done or miss or want to do. But I can't write for you. I have to write for me.
It may be a different resonance that's what I was saying. Cultivate human senses.
Yeah, it has to be. But again, like I can only write about mine.
Not only sensitivity to tending to mind or even minds in themselves, but also all huge range of possible emotion. It's cultivated in some sense. For me,
I mean, I want to have an audience, but I would never think of you guys when I was writing. I'm not going to worry about you or what you like or what you don't like or what you think. I mean, but then in the end, I really hope you like it, but that's not going to have any bearing on me as I make it. I'm making it to make me happy, I guess.
Well, I guess you pretty much have to have a job at a university teaching to pay your basic parts of your life so that you are free to write your poetry as an artist. Because is it hard to make a living?
That's right. We just all won the lottery.
Rupert's working, dude.
Yeah, I do home remodeling, but so I was complaining to Charles Baxter. Everybody knows these excellent American fictionalists. He may write, but I was complaining about I come home and I'm tired. I'm too tired to work. I'm too tired to write. And he said, "No, you're lucky." He said, "I teach every day. When I come home, I have word nausea." So he was telling me that by not teaching, I had nothing to complain about. But he was the one that should be complaining. He was words all day. When he came home,